Well, right during Shocktober or the 31 Days of Horror, what does Criterion Collection do but come out with a flash sale? That's right, a 24-hour flash sale. And of course, as soon as I got that notice, I jumped onto the Criterion website. I had some credit, I think about $10 worth of credit. I'm not sure why I had it anymore, but I had $10 credit on my account. And so I was quick to want to partake in the flash sale. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember everything I ordered. I could look it up, but rather than do that, the package came. I'm going to unbox it. I don't always do this, but I'm going to go ahead and unbox it and see what they are. Remind myself of what I ordered. I think I know one of them for sure, but I had bantered in my own brain about what to get, as I often do with Criterion Collection titles. So I had a bunch in my brain, and I'm not sure which three I ended up with, but I believe there's three from looking at the thickness of this package. All Blu-rays. I do remember that. And so let's find out what I got together. And that's up next. All right, just out of work. I've got my trusty small little blade here. Sharp enough to do damage if I needed to. Here is the package. It arrived. It looks like it's about 3 to me. That looks about 3 thick to me. After a while, you get to know the thickness of these packages. And they're all Blu-rays, I can tell by the length. And I seem to remember only ordering Blu-rays anyway. So I'm going to cut into this and see what the heck I got. I think I know one of the titles. I remember thinking my wife might even like it. I don't know if I ordered that one, though. I was torn on that. I'm always torn on a lot of them. Here's my process. Oh, they put some cardboard in here this time. That's nice. Put a piece of cardboard in here to protect them. Yeah, they better be Blu-rays. One time I ordered and they sent me DVDs by mistake, even though I ordered Blu-rays, and they actually made it up to me and sent me I sent back the DVD. They sent me the Blu-ray for the same price. They're pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Now I see what they are. Okay, this is the one that I thought I remembered. So let me start with that one. This one looks like it has the map-like thing in it again. I'm getting used to it. I like the cover art, though. And I like the back. It's minimalist, and sometimes less is more. A lawyer taught me that once. Less is more. Meryl Streep, Jeremy Irons, Spy Number 768. The French Lieutenant's Woman. A movie I have not seen before. I do know a little bit about this movie. I've read about it. Certainly I know it was one of the early films in both of their careers as far as being a star. It comes from 1981. Yeah. 123 minutes long. It is in color, despite the minimalist look. I know there's 2 stories that weave together here. A modern story and then an older story. That much I know. But let me read what it says. An astounding array of talent comes together for the big screen adaptation of John Fowles' novel, The French Lieutenant's Woman, a postmodern masterpiece that had been considered unfilmable. With an ingenious script by the Nobel Prize-winning playwright Harold Pinter, you may have heard of Pinter, British New Wave trailblazer Carol Rice transforms Fowles' tale of scandalous romance into an arresting, hugely entertaining movie about cinema. In Pinter's reimagining, Jeremy Irons and Meryl Streep star in parallel narratives, that's what I recall. As a Victorian-era gentleman and the social outcast he risks everything to love, and as the contemporary actors playing those roles in a film production, and immersed in their own forbidden affair. Interesting. Shot by the consummate cinematographer, Freddie Francis, and scored by the venerated composer and conductor, Carl Davis, this is a beguiling, intellectually nimble feat of filmmaking, starring a pair of legendary actors in early leading roles. Okay, early leading roles, I did say that. Everything about this sounds good. Everything about this sounds like something my wife would like. She probably won't because it's on the Criterion label, but we'll see. My wife's favorite phrase for the Criterion Collection is, and believe me, we're at odds on this, but she'll say, the Criterion Collection, where movies go to die. So she is, and I laugh every time she says that. particularly because her idea of entertainment is watching Bravo, which to me, it's like this. You know, it's like, oh, Bravo. Though I've been amused by a couple things she's watched on there. Yeah, anyway. So our tastes are somewhat different when it comes to movies. Though I do really think she'll like this one. If I can put it in and not tell her it's Criterion, I've got a 50-50 chance that she'll like it. If I tell her it's Criterion, she's already predisposed to not liking it, because she looks at my shelves and sees that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 plus shelves full of Criterion movies. But this is one I will watch with her, I think. There's at least a few handfuls of Criterions that I believe she would like if she gave him a chance. She has watched one and liked it. I can't remember which one it was, though. Okay, so let's take a look at the inside first. First of all, there is a beautiful landscape type photo with Meryl Streep in the center, which you're not going to be able to tell very easily. She's right there. Beautiful wooded, the sun coming through. That is nice. The disc itself is rather plain Jane, but then again, so is everything else about the outside of it. So it wouldn't surprise me. So it almost looks like it's been typed on there, like a screenplay might be. And then we've got this. And this might be one that I put on my wall. We shall see. Again, a lot of typing to make this up. This is going to be the poster type. So you've got an article here. By the way, all these articles for Criterion are online as well. That's typical for Criterion. That's not a new thing. They've been doing that for a while. Anytime there's anything in the booklet, chances are if you go to the Criterion.com and look up the movie, you can find that same article there. But nonetheless, here is not the one that's on the cover, but this. And it's kind of cool looking, actually. Though I am a sucker for also having something in the disc. Don't ask me, in the case. Don't ask me why, I just am. But that looks pretty cool. So the French Lieutenant's Woman is the first one I picked up. I'll save that one for last. It looks like it's the most involved. I heard it had some great packaging. This one, Brian De Palma. Of course, he does Blowout, which is also on here. But this is a 1980 film, 105 minutes long, in color. And it stars Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, and Nancy Allen. And I'm talking about the movie Spy Number 770, Dressed to Kill. I remember this movie. I've seen it years ago. So I remember seeing it, but I don't remember a lot of it, if that makes any sense. It's not something I've watched a lot. I've seen it once or twice. Here we go. Brian De Palma ascended to the highest ranks of American suspense filmmaking with this virtuoso, explicit, erotic thriller. I remember this like combines sex and horror, or sex and murder anyway. At once tongue-in-cheek and scary as hell, Dressed to Kill revolves around the grisly murder of a woman in Manhattan and how her psychiatrist, her brainiac teenage son, and the prostitute who witnessed the crime try to piece together what happened while the killer remains at large. With its masterfully executed series of horror, voluptuous camera work, and passionate score, Dressed to Kill is a veritable symphony of terror, enhanced by vivid performances by Angie Dickinson, Michael Caine, and Nancy Allen. Yeah, new profile of cinematographer featuring filmmaker Michael Apted. Interview with actor-director Keith Gordon from 2000. Keith Gordon, name's familiar. Pieces from 2001 about the different versions of the film and the cuts made to avoid an X rating. So at one point this could have been an X-rated film. I'm trying to think of what films I recall that had an X rating. Fritz the Cat was one, a cartoon that had an X rating, believe it or not. There were a handful of films, mainstream films that came out of major movie theaters that were X. I mean, normally it was porn movies. You know, it was the typically low-budget porn. Of course, you'd have full female and male frontal nudity and more, you know, sexual intercourse being shown on screen and so on. Okay, this is I gotta be tricky with this one. Anytime this is a director-approved cut, This is a special version signed off on by Brian De Palma. So what I'll normally do is take that sticker there, it's on the front, and carefully peel it off this plastic and put it back on the case. But I don't dare impinge upon any of this wonderfulness here. So it's probably going to have to go somewhere over in here if I can make that work. We'll see. We shall see where it makes sense to put it. It looks great. Tons of extras on this. Here's the back. Maybe you can read that. Should be fairly focused, I think. Lots of extras. New restored 4K. New conversation between De Palma and filmmaker Noah Baumbach. New interviews with actor Nancy Allen, producer George Litto, composer Pino Donaggio, shower scene body double Victoria Lynn Johnson, and poster photographic of art director Steven Sayedian, The Making of Dress to Kill, 2001 documentary, and so on and so forth. Gallery of storyboards. This has got another one of the, oh, I remember this movie now. Oh, this is different. Okay, let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. No, this is one of these. I almost thought it was a booklet. I remember this very, very well, now that I think about it. I remember that image, and I remember a little bit about that scene now. But this has got, this is this fold-out stuff. I like this less than the poster, believe it or not. So I find this not redeeming at all. I mean, it's better than having nothing, don't get me wrong. I'd rather have this than have nothing. But, you know, somebody decided this one sheet thing was economical, I guess. But Criterion, you're charging $40 retail for this stuff. And some people are probably paying $40 retail for this. It's a great movie, and I'm sure the effort you put in to remaster it is well worth it. And I'm not necessarily complaining about any of that, but if you're going to charge $40 and you want to be seen as a premier company who releases, you know, quality stuff, I think your cases are unique. I think the clear cases are the right way to go. I love the cover art on this stuff. I think the spine numbers are always a nice touch and give a sense of collectability to all of them and a place for all of them other than alphabetical by genre. So, though I don't use the spine numbers for that. But I think there's a lot of good things going, but I think you ruin it, or potentially ruin it, when you skimp, I'm going to use that word, on the booklets. And I think that's what's going on. Now, I say that. Dress to Kill, by the way, is a fabulous movie. I have seen it. I don't remember all of it, but I have seen it, and I know I'm going to enjoy this. So, actually, yeah, I didn't plan this out, but both these movies are in English. A lot of times with Criterion Collection stuff, I'll go for a foreign film, but this time I went for English, English, and English. Okay, this last one, everything I said about the packaging, I think this is going to redeem the Criterion Collection. Spine number 776, a film by Wes Anderson called Moonrise Kingdom. This is the Blu-ray. This is going to be in a slip box. Generally speaking, these are really good. Now, the problem I have with these with a slip box is I want to leave this on, but I don't dare put it on the cardboard. So with this one, I'm going to get clever and try to open this up by just slicing this here and here, so as not to, and then just slide the movie out. Leave everything here, and I'll peel the rest of this stuff off later. Yeah, but I think I've got it to the point where I can get it out. Yeah. All right. I heard the packaging on this was really good. That was part of the reason I got it, but I also got it because I thought the plot sounded really good. So now I slid that out. You can see there's a lot of extras on this on the back. Yeah, this is the story of a boy and a girl who wander off. Oh wow, there's a lot of shit in this. Okay, this is really cool. All right, so just when I badmouth the Criterion Collection, they come through with a bunch of shit. All right, first of all, this is New Penzance Island, which is part of. I've never seen this movie, but I've read about it. I'll be watching this one soon. Here you've got the 12 and under cast, as it says here at the bottom. And these are, I'm assuming these characters are all here. I know these two are. So these are the two main characters. They're supposed to. There we go. Yeah, I don't know all these characters, but you can check it out. You get the idea of the time frame probably from the look of the pictures. And then you've got Summer's End, 18 and up. And then you've also got Camp Ivanhoe, Khaki Scouts of North America, which are kind of like the Boy Scouts, although they don't call them the Boy Scouts. They're all dressed in khaki uniforms, hence the khaki. Yeah, and then you've got Bill Murray's in this. Let's see, I should recognize a lot more people. Bill Murray instantly jumps out at me. Who else is in this? Wow, my eyes are not as good as they used to be. Oh, let's see. Bruce Willis. Yes, that is Bruce Willis, now that I think about it. Bill Murray, Ed Norton. Actually, oh, there's Ed Norton at the bottom. Frances McMormand. What the hell is she? Is that her at the top? I guess that's her at the top. Tilda Swinton. That's her there, yeah. Yeah. Jason Schwartzman. A lot of people in this. Yeah, now that I name all those people, I see them all here. So these are the over 18 crowd and the khakis. There's Edward Norton down there. There's Tilda Swinton. And that's Frances whatever her name is. Bill Murray. Bruce Willis. Yeah. Okay, that's the outside. And inside you get a disc. It's a plain-looking disc. It has a raccoon on it, which I'm sure will have some significance to the film. And it's just a plain gray interior in here. However, you get a bunch of stuff in here. Let me take this out and go through what's in here. These are going to be, yeah, very cool. This is going to be a really cool, old-looking, it looks like a postcard, but it's, I don't know, it looks like a postcard. Yeah. There it is. It looks, I don't know if you can tell, but it looks old. It looks like something old. It looks cool, though. Does anybody ever smile for these pictures? Probably not. All right, that's that. You can see some labels up here at the top. The back is just plain. But it does look old. The photography and everything looks old. Which I like what they did there. Next, and really quite appropriate probably for this particular movie, based upon what little I know about it. But you've got St. Jack Wood Island on this side. I'm not even sure if these are real places. I've never heard of them. Where is this place supposedly located? Well, they got to a lot. There's a lot of stuff on here to make this look official. I'll tell you that. This is New Penzance and St. Jack Wood Island. So that's that side of the map. Pretty cool. There's all sorts of official looking stuff down here and sounding stuff down here, like by who. It's the U.S. Coast and Geological Survey. M. Pollard, Superintendent, Mariner Office, Smith Print, September 1959. So it says at the bottom there. And the other side is a close-up of New Penzance Island. Here. I don't know what significance any of this plays, but I'm guessing it plays some. And so that'll be interesting to see how that plays in. Then, yes, there is a book. Yes, it is the type that's stapled. And there's also an insert, a little thin insert. Talk about the summer pageant from 1964 at St. Jack's Church. Benjamin Britten's Noise Flude. Performed by the choristers of St. Jack Wood and New Penzance. It's at 8 p.m. tonight, whatever tonight was. Very thin, almost like rice paper here. That's in the back. That's shoved into the back here with this little book. And then you've got a book. Yay. Looks like this. Indian Corn. This is apparently some sort of a scout book that came out for khaki scouts everywhere. It was 25 cents back in September 1965. And there's a scout doing his duty, and there's some scouts apparently crossing a bridge. And the back looks very nice. And then inside, yeah, there's the chapters in the book. It also looks suitably old. You got the credits, written by, directed by Wes Anderson, and so on. The cast. Yeah. The cast is Bruce Willis, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Francis I could never get it right, McDormand, I can't say that, Tilda Swinton, Jared Gilman, Kara Haywood, Jason Schwartzman, Bob Balaban, Harvey Keitel, I didn't know he was in there, Larry Pine, Mariana Basham, Neil Huff, and Eric Anderson. And there's a list of people in Troop 55. I don't recognize any of those names, so I'm going to skip over them. And then you've got what looked to be, if you were ever in the Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, or I guess the other was the Weeblos, the various merit badges you can get in the khaki Scouts. And then you've got a bunch of books, and I don't know what the significance here is of these. A bunch of books here in the center. And then some appear to be drawings from people. Or maybe a person, I don't know. Some interesting. Yeah. Then the article called Awakenings. Some nice sketches down here. More article. Without pictures, more article. More articles. Now it appears that some of the campers maybe have... Not sure. I'll just read some of this. With the right people in your life, you won't feel misunderstood, by Isabel Folger. And I'm not sure if this is a character in the movie. I'll have to look and just see real quick. I'm not familiar with this at all, so I don't know. I don't see the name. So I'm guessing it's not, and it's an actual sort of critic or anyway. The Criterion Collection, thanks, Criterion. Criterion Collection asked several young writers to contribute their thoughts about Moonrise Kingdom. So these are young authors. Perhaps the authors of the books I showed earlier here that I didn't know what the significance was. That could be the case. With the right people in your life, you won't feel misunderstood, by Isabel Folger. She says that Moonrise Kingdom is not a film that leaves you when you exit the movie theater or close your laptop. It's a movie that pulls you in with warmth and humor, quickly dives into a deeper level of reflection, and ultimately leaves you contemplating, how much is love really worth? I was pulled in by the movie's comical and unpredictable plot. The protagonists are interestingly different, and in this way they defy Hollywood's typical standards for main characters, which are being extremely good-looking, but unaware of it, nice but shy, and not generally having a greater than typical personality. The characters are still relatable, though. Everyone has felt like an outsider at some point in their life. Yeah, everything. Everything looks good about this movie to me. And there's some more articles about from these young people where they comment on it, and then finally you've got the about the transfer and that. See, I don't know what that raccoon is all about, but maybe that's the symbol for their khaki scouts. It looks like a really interesting movie to me. Let's stick this back in here where it was in the back. I'm sure it holds some significance that will mean something to me as I watch the film. But yeah, it looks like a nice little magazine, pseudo magazine in here. The two-sided map, which I think has some sort of a purpose, and then the card, heavy cardstock, that shows all the main players, and then really love the outside of this case where we've got the cast, both the over 18 and the 12 and under cast on the back. So really cool. And also has the spine number, everything on here, 776. So that will slide back in to the slip case. I'll get rid of some of this plastic later, but leave it on the outside. And the cover looks really nice. Moonrise Kingdom. That is the island, obviously. Looks really good. This is a sticker on here, too. Okay, originally, okay, I see. It's like a hard plastic sticker that's on, I don't know if you can tell, that's on the plastic. So when you take this off, you know where it says Moonrise Kingdom, you just have the artwork. I'm going to leave it on because I like it. So, Moonrise Kingdom with some pretty cool stuff in the center and a nice slip box, which I always enjoy. That's one of the pickups I got in the flash sale. The other one was Brian De Palma's Dress to Kill, which might be the first one I watch. It's the closest to the Halloween theme with them being a murder in this. It's almost like a Psycho type thing, as I recall, shower scene type thing. But it's been a while. And then finally, the movie that I think my beloved might watch with me, my bride might watch with me, and that is The French Lieutenant's Woman. Because she loves Meryl Streep, I'm thinking this one's got an outside shot. And I think she can stomach Jeremy Irons. Some actors she doesn't. She doesn't like, what's the guy who was in Taken? Liam Neeson. Hates Liam Neeson. Don't ask me why. I ask you, why don't you like Liam Neeson? I don't know. I just don't like him. Doesn't like his acting. Doesn't like him. I sort of get that one. Hates Catherine Zeta-Jones. Hates her. Anything she's in, I don't want to watch it. Catherine Zeta-Jones, don't want to see it. It's got something to do with when her and Michael Douglas got married in Central Park, and she didn't want anybody there, but they got married in Central Park. Like, come on, how are you going to keep people away? You get married in Central Park. So she was annoyed by that. And I can understand being annoyed at Catherine Zeta-Jones. She looks nice. But anyway, I think she'll watch the French Lieutenant's Woman. So, 3 Criterions off the flash sale. Normal price, $39.99. Picked them up for $19.99. And like I said, I had a $10 credit, so I took that down. I think it was $50. $49 shipped for all 3 is what I recall paying. I believe that's what I paid. Yeah, I'm excited about these 3. These 3 look like 3 great titles. I'm looking forward to watching all 3. And that will be coming up. I'm still doing, of course, the 31 Days of Horror for Halloween, and I've got a whole bunch of scary movies to watch. I can't wait. Scary movies is my first genre that I really loved, and the oldest genre that I loved from when I was a kid. Even before well, maybe not before cartoons. I think cartoons were my first. But from a movie standpoint, horror would have been my first, then followed by probably comedy. And then other ones came in as time went on. But really do enjoy horror. And so I'll be looking forward to giving you my thoughts on some other horror movies. I'm not the die-hard horror fan. I'm trying to say that 3 times fast. That some folks are. I'm also not the purist that some people are on here. That doesn't mean they're wrong and I'm right, or that I'm wrong and they're right. It's just a different perspective. So I may not revere Texas Chainsaw Massacre as much as other people do. I do think it's a good movie. And I do think, based on the budget, it's an extraordinary movie. And it's influential to the genre. So don't get me wrong here. I just don't think it's a 10. Maybe it's a 7. On a scale of 1 to 10, something like that. But doesn't mean I won't get a greater appreciation for it watching it more, possibly. It does move quick, and so on. So anyway, stay tuned to the horror stuff if you like the horror stuff. I'll talk more about movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Exorcist, and The Bride of Frankenstein, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and some of the Christopher Lee Dracula films that he did for the Hammer group, and the Hammer collection itself. Lots of stuff there from Hammer. So, and some modern day stuff. Just did The Pyramid. Reviewed The Pyramid recently, which is not as bad as you may believe, but it's also not that great. But it has a place, I suppose, in the horror genre. All right, guys. But for Criterion, I know most of my viewers really seem to like the Criterion Collection. stuff I do. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll look forward to doing reviews on these. And I do owe a couple reviews. Somebody wanted me to do a review of something. I'll have to go back through my notes and see what it was. Something that I recently picked up. I did Night and Day recently. Was it, oh no, I did Night in the City. Maybe it was Night and Day they wanted me to review. I'll have to check. Something they wanted my thoughts on. I'm sorry, Day for Night, not Night and Day. Day for Night by Francis Truffaut. Damn right, Truffaut. That would be maybe my next review. I don't know. We'll see. I've got this one to watch and quite a few others, quite frankly. But we shall see what I get to. But anyway, guys, that's it for the Criterion Collection for now. Hope you enjoy it. Leave me a comment. Did you get anything at the flash sale? If not, and I'm sorry I didn't get it posted. I would have loved to have posted something, but I got the email for the flash sale like at, I was in a meeting. I was at lunch. I came back. I was at a meeting. It was like 4 o'clock, 3:30 by the time I got word of the flash sale. I ordered something off my cell phone, which is why I really didn't remember it. I usually do it off my iPad, but long story short, my iPad's connected to work's Wi-Fi, and who knows what they spy on you these days. My company's not necessarily a spying company, but what do I know? I did it off my cell phone, trying to order, and it was challenging to say the least. And by the time I got home, I ordered those, like, say, 4:30 or something, 4:45 maybe. I left around 5:15, drove home, ate. Probably, if I recall, I was doing the horror movie. I watched a horror movie, did the review, and it wasn't until the next day I'm like, oh, shit, I should have put something up. So I apologize for that. Normally, I try to put something up when there's a flash sale, because I know not everybody knows of them. But I will say this. Go to Criterion.com. Sign up for their emails because they will send you these flash sales. If you're at all interested in getting in on these 50% off sales, they do at least 2 or 3 a year. And they come out of nowhere. They're usually like 24 hours, bang, they're done. And you got to take advantage of them when you can. So do that. That's the fastest way. Because I didn't see anybody put a video up for the flash sale this time around. Now, the flash sale is over. But sometime in early November, there will be, and there always is, a Barnes & Noble Criterion sale where everything in the collection for at least a week or two, probably more like 3 weeks, will be on sale for 50% off. And there are some excellent titles coming out. Is it Qui-Gon, I believe? I'm not super familiar with this film, but I've read a little bit on it. And it is going to be an amazing film. So I can't wait to get that one. There are some other ones too. The Brood is coming out. There's like 2 or 3 really great movies. Some in a horror vein, which is always nice to see from Criterion. And then, of course, their normal drama and thriller and probably some film noir and so on. Really looking forward to it, though. And that will be coming up in November. So sometime between now and then, I'll be posting what I think are some of the top new releases that are coming out that are worth your consideration, as well as some absolutes. If you don't have in your collection, man, you really should add them. And I think I'll split it up into foreign stuff that people who don't mind reading the subtitles or who happen to speak another language, perhaps, or the ones that are just in English for those of you who are not wanting to read subtitles and don't speak any other languages. I think I'll do it that way because there's plenty of to like in both areas. And that way it'll make it easier. Maybe I'll do one video on the foreign language and one on the English so that you can watch the one that makes the most sense or watch both. Guys, if you have any other ideas, things you'd like me to do, I'm also thinking about restarting the Criterion wheel. That's where I take my iPad and record the actual screen, spin the Criterion wheel, and all my titles, I got to add these to them, are on there. And as it spins around, it stops on one, and whatever one it stops on, if I've recently watched the movie or I know it really well, I can review it. If I haven't, then I'll watch it first and then review it. So I'd love to get back into those. But if there's anything else you want to see from any of my shelving over here, any of these four shelves of Criterion Collection stuff, let me know. I'll be happy to review it. You can find my collection at the Criterion website, which I believe is Criterion.com, or it's either Criterion.com or CriterionCollection.com. I just have it stored in my Safari browser. Once you get there, look for Dean of DVD. It's all one, Dean of DVD, and you'll find my collection. And I'll update it, like I said, with these and everything else I've gotten recently. You'll see what I have. Something on there that you want to see reviewed, great. I actually, lastly, as I'm running up on 40 minutes here, well, 35 anyway, I see that I'm over 1,000 subscribers. Yay, thank you guys. Who knew? Who knew that I could get to 1,000? I certainly never thought that when I started. I originally started these to share with my kids, so that someday, rather than sit there and try to do a 2-minute video for each one, that someday I'll be dead, kids, and you can watch this. I figured I'd have fun with my collection. I saw other people doing videos like that. I figured I'd get some input from folks like that too, and have some conversation and dialogue regarding movies, which I love, and then also could share with my kids. That was my thought of making the videos. But it's evolved into something far more sinister. As you can see, this behind me and all over there and in this closet and downstairs are all these movies. But I love it all. I don't remember where my train got derailed there. But anyway, feel free to comment. Let me know what you're going to pick up on the Criterion. If you think of anything you want me to do relative to my channel, that's always kind of cool to let me know that. Oh, and the subscriber. Thanks for the subscribers. Yeah, the train came back into the station. I'll be doing a giveaway. I think I'll include Criterion Collection stuff in it. I have a couple extras of a couple things. I had the DVD and loved it and bought the Blu-ray. In some cases, I have a double of the DVD. It's a long story. And I think what I'll do is have at least 1 or 2 Criterion Collection items, along with some other stuff. And probably what I'll do is have some packages or some choices people can make. You can have this Criterion, this Criterion, this Criterion, or you can have this package or whatever. And you could just choose from it and do like maybe, depending on how many people enter, maybe just do 1 prize and they can pick whatever they want. And then I'll have prizes for future contests. If I hit 1250 or 1500. Normally when you do one of these contests, you end up picking up, I don't know, maybe 50 people or something. Because they want to enter your contest, so they subscribe, and then hopefully they follow you and like what you do. That's the goal anyway. My reviews, I try to be honest. I try to give you something to gauge it on. I try to give you hopefully something that you can say, okay, he thought that was a really good movie, but I thought it was shit. He didn't like this movie and I liked it, so yeah, I don't agree with him on these types of movies. Or you get a sense after a while. If I say if I review The French Lieutenant's Woman, for instance, and say, man, it's a really good movie, held my interest from the start, and you watch it and it's not that for you, then you see where we are different. If I hit it right on the head for you, man, then maybe I'm somebody you want to, take to heart. If you watch 4 or 5 of my reviews and each one of them seems to hit the mark the way you feel, that's good. And I think that's what critics and reviewers and watching stuff like this is all about. And then, of course, I always like your comments, your opinions as well. So let me know what you got at the Criterion Collection. What are you going to get in November? What do you think of the 3 movies I got? Do you have them? Have you seen them? And so on. Anyway, guys, look forward to future videos. Thanks for the 1,000 subscribers. And there will be some sort of 1,000 subscriber contest thing coming out soon. And so look for that. All right, guys, take care.